pretty new to the community, so like I don't know what they truly did in the past, but I just need to find that.
Well, I'm gonna leave the VC because I just started streaming right now. So.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean on
tune in.
like YouTube? Okay.
Yep. Hello, whoever's tuning in now. Hold up. Let me get some music. Give me one sec. Give me 2 seconds. I haven't even done an announcement in the Discord yet. Cybergrind to bingo. Alright, let me see the chat. Give me a sec. Sorry, I'm just like scrambling to get everything together right now. Hello, Wellen. And hello, name in a language that I can't read. What? Oh my god. Oh, what is this currency? Hold on. First of all, thank you very much. Clairvoyance. I know it's just in a VC with you. Hell yeah, let me put you on the list. If you want to use it now, I mean, I'm assuming Cloth, you have priority here, but I'm sure you don't have anything to send. I don't think you've sent anything yet. Hello. But yeah, no, I'll definitely look at your thing first. Ooh, okay. 45 to 114. Jesus. So you broke the wall of 90. Got it. Hold on. Sorry, I'm juggling a couple things. Just need to see something. All right. Well, what's up, guys? I'm officially ready. All things seem operational here. Bungo? Yes, we're gonna be playing Cybergrind Bingo. Hello, Cloth. Let me use my token. Alright, well, I have your thing pulled up right now, Clara. Or Clara. How's that pronounced? Clara? Clara? Clairvoyance, I guess it's Clara. Yeah, oh yeah, for the record, everyone, we do have a new Cybergrind board. That's very important to mention. I will send the link in a sec. Let me create the card. Yeah, Cybergrind Win Bingo hasn't fully been constructed yet, so we're still playing Cybergrind Sin Bingo. Gosh, can you... God, let me copy paste, please. Thank you. Oh my god, Cloth. Honestly, YouTube does take some of the money whenever you guys send a super chat. I definitely need to make like a donate link that you guys can just donate directly to. Hello, Colin. Everyone, get excited for Cybergrind Bingo! Cybergrind Sin Bingo. Yeah, get excited. New card being pinned in Cybergrind Bingo channel. So make sure you use the new card and not the old one. $1. Yes, $1 indeed. Hello, Chuddies. Oh, it's you! Oh, you're Banana Pepper. That's your Steam name. I forgot. Can you guys hear my desk, by the way? It squeaks whenever I, like, move it. For me, at least. Sorry, I'm doing a couple things. Thanks, Broccoli. Very cool. Yes. Someone is currently on fraud watch. And I just need to take action. Can you give the link on music or something? It's in the Cybergrind Bingo channel. Oh, well, you want the link of the music? Give me a sec. Sorry, again, someone's on fraud watch. I'm just like looking at some details to take them out of the server, because apparently they've had a really bad history in other servers. The deed is done. Yeah, I'll send the link to this song. It is in my my playlist, my Brockcore playlist. All right, I don't even have ULTRAKILL open yet. Give me a sec. I do need to warm up at the very least. I haven't played Cybergrind in a hot minute. Hello, Rice King. Yeah, I know. I don't have the game open yet. Give me just a sec. You know, I heard from a lot of people recently that I have a very good voice. What do you guys think about that? Do we agree? Because I'm still... I don't know how to take that, you know what I mean? Very good voice for what? Because I've been told different reasons. Voice is nuts better than mine. Dude, come on. See, that's the thing. I don't really see that super much. You know what I mean? I don't really see that like layer of like, or like that distance between other people's voices. It's alright. Yeah. Definitely you sound like a person? Well, that's good. That means I'm blending in successfully. Alright. I think I can just do this now. And we're in. It's just a calm streaming voice? Good. Oh god, my FOV. I feel it already. This is, by the way, this is the FOV I use for my videos now, so that you guys don't freak the F out. You know, whenever you're like, oh my god, Brock, how do you play with this FOV? And I mean, people still complain. Blows my mind. Return Southern? Nah. I'm around a lot of Texans, personally. Though I am on the East Coast. What's the FOV? Well now it's up to 160. I think it goes up to 180 and that's it. Because look at this. It just doesn't work. It's just impossible to play. 170 is doable though. Oh my god, look how far I'm punching that coin from. Cool. Anyway, let's go back to normalcy. This is normalcy, by the way, right here. That looks so much better. Try 360? I can't go any higher than 180 with this mod. What's my PB? My PB is 164. First stream, I'm not busy, let's go. Hell yeah. Yeah, good old pigeon vision. Man, people kept calling me a chicken and a horse in my comment section. It made me so sad. Pigeon FOV. Freaking sad and stuff. I haven't played Cybergrind in a hot minute. This is my warm-up, and then we're gonna play Cybergrind Bingo. That's the wrong button. Man, stop it. I'm losing all my buttons. Draws weapon does nothing. Killed cannonball done. "88W88, what's this? What? What is that an emoticon? What is 88W88? And I suck. Oh, Spider Edition. That's so stupid. I don't even know how to play the game anymore. I've been playing other games and subtly like lowering my sensitivity, and it feels weird now to play this. Love it when the chainsaw does that. Okay, there's something wrong with my sense. Wow. Yay! Best is 52, but I can't get anything near that. Anything near what? Sorry, I'm trying to read chat while I play. Genuinely, on this map, as long as you stay above the Maurices, you just can't die. Oh, I'm dead. Nope. Never mind. I completely lied. Well, that's my warm-up. My hands don't feel as quick as they used to be. Alright. Oh, and my sense just dropped. Okay, maybe that's why I died. My brother has been using my computer, and I think he's been fucking up my... There you go, my DPI is back to normal. Weird. Okay, well. We're gonna be looking at clairvoyance here. Hey, what? No, this is... What? Why is this open? This is not the thing I freaking opened. Or maybe it is. This is the one I wanted to open. There we go. This is what I was trying to open. Sorry, Oofnix came up. That's funny. Yeah, so Clairvoyance donated to the stream. So we will be watching Clairvoyances first, because Cloth has not sent in a video yet for me to watch. For those who don't know, if you join the Discord through the link in the description, and you go to the Cybergrind Bingo channel, you can get yourself a bingo card and play with us while we play Cybergrind Sim Bingo and call out a bunch of bad plays that our dear submitter might have made. I'll record a run soon. Sadly, didn't record my Wave 100 run. That's fine. Congrats, though. Yeah, basically you've beaten Cybergrind. Yeah, the art in this server pops off. Also, for those who don't know, if you're an artist, we are doing an emote competition. If you want to just do like draw my character or like do a meme or something for, you know, a chance to win $5. The best one will win $5. So look forward to it if you like art or memes. All right, is Clairvoyance still here? Because they are the submitter. 5 doubloons, yeah. It's a Steam gift card, specifically a Steam gift card. Because I don't really have many ways of sending people money online unless through that. Also, yeah, I am eating chicken. Well, I don't know where, sorry, if you guys can hear me chewing, let me know. I don't know where Clairvoyance is. But I could ping them in the server. Because I don't see him here. Here, I'll ping him in the server. You're inside? Okay. Are you gonna stay for while I review your gameplay, or okay, I see. Or are you gonna just want me to review it and you'll watch it later? Because it is nice to be able to. Why do you start your waves on ground? I mean, I just like being close to where the blood is. You know what I mean? When you start a wave, you start with 0 style, so getting hit is kind of inconsequential because you're at max health. What you really want is like, you know, that nice conduction or that nice explosion that deflects projectiles, gets friendly fire, that you know, just procs as much, you know, multi-kill as possible to get your style way up in the beginning of a wave, and you can only do that by being close to the enemies. So that's my reason. Okay, awesome. All right, well, I'm going to assume you guys all have a bingo card at this point. Remember to use the new bingo sheet. We did update some things. Specifically, I remember we updated... Okay, yeah, instead of CE shotgun alone, we have a tractor nail gun / CE shotgun. So this will come up more frequently. I think Ender Rider, you were there when we were doing this. Bad Maurice positioning is on here now. Bad wave start is on here now. We did remove some other stuff that wasn't popping up. Like, I think the Mind Flayer bunt is gone. Yeah, the Mind Flayer bunt is gone. I do believe. You have stuff like tunnel vision, like right here. Needs rail cannon, doesn't rail cannon is specifically here. Because it used to be like doesn't use rail cannon twice in a row, and that would never come up. Except for like, you know, if you're watching like, you know, waves 10 to 20. But yeah, this is definitely more important. Hello, welcome back. Don't remember that one, but yeah, I've been Mind Flayer butting a lot now. Yeah. It's only 5 damage, which is sad. It'd be cool if it was more. Anyway, we just added some stuff. Make sure you have the new card. And yeah, I'm going to assume you guys have your cards now, and we're just going to begin. Let's see what Clairvoyance says. Total hours, 471. Okay, PB wave 114. That is a crazy PB. Is this... What difficulty? Brutal. Nice. With only 400 or 500 hours. That's nice. I had a sloppy start at the beginning because I was playing with my wireless mouse still charging, but I managed to get through and locked in on wave 90 by unplugging the charger from my mouse. A lot of near-death experiences on the waves. Before that, I changed my OFV from default to 130. Nice. And it has worked wonders for me. I think based on my run, the only thing left now is to improve on my insta-kills tech, making full use of the map geometry and overall game sense. It's usually the small mistakes and inaccuracies that kills the run. Yeah, probably mostly like positioning, getting knocked out of position by like a serb or something. Although I'm still unsure on where I should fight mind flayers, on the ground, in the sky, under the map, beside the map. Just wondering which one's most effective. Yeah, it's hard to judge that. In my eyes, those are the areas I need to improve, but if there's something that I left out that I didn't see, be sure to let me know. No mods and mics were used, but be warned there will be orgasmic conductors in the run. Yeah, I will be ready. Now, I'm noticing something. You didn't include if you're a Jackhammer Acolyte, so I need to hear it from you now, before we watch this. Also, crazy that you well, I mean, okay, to be fair, wave 45 means that you had a PB of like 90 something. So, you know, you died at the wall. We all do. But yeah, that's really cool still. Actually curious, while you're answering, I want to see how many hours I have on the sandbox. Slightly behind this guy. Yep. That's a lie. It's a complete lie. Alright. Alright, I guess we'll start then. I'm going to assume that Clairvoyance is mostly tuning in. Here goes. We got some baked audio. Are you playing on like a MacBook or something? Because your aspect ratio is like 1400 by 900. Yeah. Let me see. Can I increase the audio? I can. Very baked audio here. Okay, so we have a wave start, and it's oil. Oh, pff, okay. Oh, damn. Is that for your monitor? Ah, oh, unfortunately we're going to start this off with a guard break fail. So if you have guard break fail, make sure you mark that down on your card. Let's see if I do. Let me quickly split view these. I do. Triple jackhammer, I see. Oof. Okay, hold on. What did you do there? Okay, that was a failed sentry bunt as well. Yeah, so one thing that's important to note, sentries have a lot of friction on the floor. So like if you try to bunt downwards against a sentry, they'll more often than not fall off the map. You need to bunt like upwards specifically. So in that scenario, you probably want to slam down on top of them and then bunt. Just a small thing, not like, you know, crazy, but it can sometimes save your run. Failed sentry interruption / bunt. And since they also have a lot of friction, you can sometimes bunt them if you punch them directly down. They'll like still be rooted and they can still shoot you. It's really dumb, but you know, true as well. Don't have it. Ooh, okay. I like that. There's an insert here. And you are being sure not... Wow, that was really cool. I like that you're not playing in the center here. Very smart sentry knowledge here. Do you play like fast-paced shooters or like FPS games outside of this? And if so, which games? It's only 2 jackhammers on cooldown. Bad saw trap? What, like right here? It's not bad. And a sentry might walk into it. This. I mean, technically, it didn't even shoot a saw yet. So I think they, yeah, our player definitely understood that that was not where they wanted to put their saws. So I'm not gonna say bad saw trap. Alright, what are you running for saw? You're running ADD for saws as well? Nice. Did you get it? Oh, you didn't get the one shot. That would have been... Ah, how did you miss the punch? I gotta see that again. On the rad tree there. Oh, you punched above it. Wow, that's so sad. Yeah, I mean, you almost got it. I'm not going to fault you for that, but, you know, Virtue one-shot it fail is on here. So I am going to put that down. Well, man, that's to anything. Oh, yeah, that conduction was a bit rough to set up because of the magnets. Yes, you run ADD? Yeah. I like ADD. ADD is probably the strongest nail gun build there is. Are you also running triple ult revolver? Nice. You like your core jams. Ah. Unfortunately, that was a failed conduction right there. I have lumped together jumpstart, cord snap, and failed conduction together since failed conduction doesn't come up very frequently. But that right there was a failed conduction. Actually, wait, was it? I need to see. Did you have nails in that SERP? Yeah, you did. Alright, yeah, there's a failed conduction. If you have failed conduction, make sure you mark that down on your sheet. I do not. Sad. 88 for revolvers? Okay. So some normie stuff. Nice. Holy. Yeah, right there, fighting the sentry on the side was the right play. Holy low density wave. And you do know your sentry one shots though. That's nice. How am I? I'm doing great. Nice. Yeah, very easy to commit hard there. Through the fire and everything. You have 5,000 hours in TF2? Oh yeah, I didn't read that. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Given how much you're like, you understand like walls and stuff, TF2 is very much one of those games where you need to understand line of sight and such. You have very good aim as well. Yeah, that was a bit of a tricky conduction there. Yeah, and your fast inputs are also really nice. Two brain cells. I think we did yours. I think we did yours last stream. That or did I make a promise last stream that I would do yours? I don't remember. So far, I mean, this is definitely not a bad play here. This corridor can be very easily exploited for pierces and explosions. Yeah, you gotta be very careful though. Jackhammer is definitely not the best in that corner, I will say. Just have very little freedom to backblast in any direction, and it can really ruin your movement. Did you go for a death stare there? Oh, I just saw the coins and I knew. Nice. Now, if you do have a habit of... Okay, here. I do have sort of like a macro... People who run triple jackhammer, right? It's okay to red gauge, and you do red gauge occasionally, whether it's on purpose or by accident. But very important tip. If you're going to red gauge, you usually want to do it on a variant that you don't intend to use in your first slot, right? So like, for instance, most people, nowadays at least, should or do run sawed-on jackhammer in their third or second slot. And they would use this as a red gauge, right? They won't, you know, these two weapons are usually in the first slot. And that's because these two weapons have a really good primary and secondary that synergize with each other and can be used very fluidly with one another, right? When you press 2, you want to swap immediately to a jackhammer that's available and not to one that's not. Because having to press 2 times is kind of, you know, annoying sometimes, especially when you just want to get a hammer hit and you don't really care about the secondary. It can be very confusing. So I put my pump charge in the first slot because I like doing, you know, just jack shots, right? Right, it's just easy red gauge, yellow gauge spam. And then, like, you know, core jackhammer, obviously, core jams, dual hammer boosts, RTC nukes, you know what I mean, and hit stop nukes. It's like you have everything that you could need in this weapon alone. So that's obviously a good option too. I would suggest that you choose a hammer that you would like to have mostly used with yellow gauge and put that in your first slot. I don't know if that's... I actually don't know the order of your weapons here. Sorry. I think, yeah, it's Korchak jackhammer first. Yeah, you definitely want to avoid hitting red gauge with the Korchak jackhammer at all costs. Because you seem to be, like, hitting red gauge on your very first weapons very frequently. And then it puts you in a pickle a lot of times. Yeah, there's already 2 red gauges in a row. And on which weapons? Hold on. Okay, you swap twice. You intended to hit red gauge, and this is your third slot. Red gauge again. Okay, so there you were conscious of it. Oh my god. Okay, so in that scenario, you definitely wanted to fight the mind flayers on the edges. Not underneath the map because, you know, you have this big beam that's chasing you around. You want to be mobile and you want to be on the edges. And if you're on the edges, the insert can't just throw like a ball like underneath the map that hits you because you're mobile on the sides of the map. Ferryman can't hit you, most of the other enemies can't hit you, and you're basically isolating the 2 mind flayers. Once you knocked one of them down and it was just the rad flare, you could have gotten an easy fight on the edge, you know. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, here you spend Yeah, you spent your rail cannon. I don't hyper agree with that. I mean, you got the kill, so, you know, it worked either way. But if your problem is mind flayers, I wouldn't be rail coining like that very frequently. Because especially, like, if you just hit a normal split coin there, you would have gotten 4 damage on 2 different enemies. It's basically 8 damage. It's basically the same amount of damage as an E-rail at that point. So you kind of more or less wasted your rail cannon. Yeah, so that's sort of like some small advice. Is don't really use E-rail on a mind flayer unless you can guarantee like a good number of pass-throughs. Yeah, and there you use it again. Use E-rail there, right? Yeah, that was E-rail. I'm gonna pay more attention to your use of rail cannon because I think you've only used E-rail. Nice. That was pretty cool. Mrs. Rail Cannon? That is indeed Mrs. Rail Cannon, yes. If you have Mrs. Rail Cannon, mark that down. I don't have it. My life sucks. Oh. That's just unlucky. I'm not going to say that's bad Maurice positioning. That was just really bad luck. But that is something I literally was like on this wave. You remember me talking about it. You want to be very mindful when you're below a Maurice because they will, hold on. A lot of the time they will try to snipe you when you're on the floor. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, you can't really easily predict that. Personally, I would use a jackhammer to clear these out. It's faster. You don't have to rely on getting that like knuckle blaster explosion. And you know, worst case scenario, if you're using the pump charge, which I do, the explosion on the pump charge could also take out the idol. So, small consideration there. Yeah, I mean, it was an emergency route to remove that idol in the first place, though. It was a pretty easy wave. Nice. Okay, some conduction. Yeah, but you don't get the second conduction proc. You're definitely a bit eager with your E-rail, and it's the only rail cannon you're using, so that's probably the biggest criticism I have so far. Oh yeah, that was an iconoclasm fail. Yeah, I'll mark that down. Where it at? There it is. Iconoclasm fail. If you have it, mark it down. Yeah, and there you use your rail cannon again to quickly get like a conduction. It can be smart because, you know, you don't want to succumb to like a sunk cost fallacy and just like, you know, fully commit to your jumpstart if it's a bad play. Well, you've already come so far, you know what I mean? You don't want that to happen. You can help it. Wow, that was just virtues being virtues right there. You got the one shot on every other virtue though. So you do know them. It was very cool to see someone core jamming them. No, I wouldn't count it. I don't say draws up and does nothing in the last one. Yeah, see, there I might say though, because like here you have the same problem here, right? Where like all the jackhammers that you're trying to draw upon are on cooldown. So I'm gonna say draws weapon does nothing. No, why didn't you just use your core eject jackhammer? Am I wrong about what the order of your weapons are? Oh, okay, you just didn't want to use the core eject, okay. Yeah, so I guess that's a bit of a difficulty in your loadout. I don't know, if you don't like using the core eject as your default yellow gauge, then I don't know, maybe you should shake it up. But yeah, what was that? That right there is draws weapon, does nothing. Do I have that? I do. Oof. No conduction off that too. Man, that sucks. If you had just like 1 or 2 nails there, it would have been mega damage. Bad saw trap up there. Oh yeah, wait, let me see this. Yeah, I'm gonna say bad saw trap for that. Definitely a bad saw trap. I mean, just in generally speaking, you don't want to put saws obviously in a place where, you know, enemies can't walk, but, you know. Or is core eject pump saw? Yeah, I thought so. You just don't tend to use the core eject as your, like, normal yellow gauge weapon. You tend to use that for your other 2 jackhammers. I mean, I'm just describing what works comfortably. But, you know, it just seems to be giving you difficulty in a lot of scenarios is all. Yeah, there's definitely like a misleading saw trap. You don't want to put it here, because these stairs here on the sides are going to destroy your saws. And it's going to make conduction really difficult now, because not only are enemies not going to go here to get hit by saws, or over here to get hit by saws, they're usually going to go here if you're kiting them. You aren't going to get much conduction value, especially with this Mind Flayer. It's going to be chasing you around, and you want to get conduction value with this Mind Flayer chasing you around, because she's going to follow you, right? And she's always going to be in your conduction explosive radius. So, just a consideration there. Okay, screwdriver though. Nice. Screwdriver saved your buns there. Just died in the fire. I'm noticing that you're not putting oil on the floor, you're just always putting it up in the sky. It is also good to pull oil on the floor, you know, because like when you're starting a wave, you want to have a good multi-kill start. And like if you put oil in a nice path, like, you know, say for instance, I like to put oil like on these stairs, because enemies are always going to have to run up this way to get to you if you play up here, right? Or you can put it like on this like corridor long ways this way, from behind where you're standing. Because like a lot of light fighter are going to walk into this place. You're going to get a lot of fried points. You're going to get a lot of like multi-kill if they die like next to each other and stuff. Oh, was there a failed chargeback? Yeah, the sentry, right? Yeah, it was a failed chargeback. Technically. So chargeback fail if you have it, mark it down. I do not. My life sucks. But yeah, as I was saying, you are setting up oil in the sky, but you're not setting it up on the floor. And it's definitely hurting you. Because like here, a lot of enemies are spawning in, and you could be sitting on ULTRAKILL style nicely. And like even fighting these Maurices, you know what I mean? Like once these guys die, now you don't have really any style engines aside from these two Maurices. And you're going to target them because you know they're style engines, right? And now, you have a bunch of enemies that aren't at low health. And you're relying on using a lot of different and difficult to use techniques to get your style back. And a higher level wave, that won't slide. Okay. What was this? Just staring at the sky for a sec, okay. I don't know if you were just memeing, so I'm not gonna say bad wave start. It kind of is bad wave start. Yeah, I'm gonna say bad wave start, because that is pretty much what it is. I don't know why you did that. Maybe there was a coin in the air and you're trying to aim to shoot it, I don't know. But bad wave start is definitely up there. Mark that down if you have it. Yeah, so far, my biggest criticisms is the lack of like oil crowd control in the beginning of a wave. Cause like that combined with, you know, the E-rail thing you did, definitely not the greatest wave start. Like here, put some in the sky, put some on the floor as well. But you don't, you know what I mean? And now all these enemies that are around you are not taking a lot of damage except for the ones that are directly next to you with your explosions. Fire, each puddle of fire is up to 16 damage to any enemy that steps inside of it for long enough, because they're 8 seconds and it's 1 damage per half second. So if you can keep a lot of enemies in one area or just walking along a path of your oil, you know how to kite enemies, at least implicitly based on like how you're playing. You understand that enemies are coming to you, so you should understand high traffic zones where like oil will be good, like down here where enemies spawn and up these stairs are all good places for oil. Like here your oil is actually getting value, but now that you're up there, you know, they're gonna go up these stairs to try to get to you and stuff. You know how to arm cancel, that is nice to know. Oh, that is such a shame. Your aim is very good though. Nice. That was pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't say it's high altitude because it's like, you know, you're up against Cerberus and Swords Machines, it's gonna do nothing to you. Extremely high altitude is definitely when it matters. Because, like, you know, there were only like 4 enemies alive at that point. Like here, it doesn't matter. I'm tempted to say Biff's a clip, but I don't think so. I think we're gonna see greater Biff's a clip moments. Oh my god. Okay. Some hardcore tunnel vision right there. I'm definitely gonna say tunnel vision here. This is a low density wave, so I don't blame you for like messing something up, but if you have tunnel vision, mark that down. Yeah, so like it's already nice enough that you got that kill. If here, like, you're trying to get this virtue kill, and you get bounced back from here, and, like, you know, this projectile is coming, you definitely don't want to push the issue anymore. You want to turn around, and you want to fight the gunnerman that's right next to you, and you want to, you know, try to get him as low as possible, because there you took a huge risk at low health. All it took was, like, one insurrectionist to hit you with a punch that you couldn't have seen, and you'd be dead. And since there's only one Radshu, like at that point, you stick a screwdriver into an enemy, right? Which you've been holding on to this whole time. You stick a screwdriver into an enemy and, like, you know, you don't even need to worry about style, you don't need to worry about healing. That's a theoretical scenario that didn't play out, but, like, you know. Yeah, you stuck a screwdriver there. You didn't punch it out of the hideous mess when you had the chance to. which isn't mandatory, but it is something I'm noticing. Oof. Yeah, like, you seem to understand that you don't need to kill the Virtue. Because it doesn't provide an immediate presence danger. It's just like, there to support its allies. I won't say Rokan on dead or dying enemy because, well, actually, hold on. Let me double check. Did the Maurice fall on the Hideous Mass? That's the important thing. Because I don't think so. You know, it didn't. It was just, they shot the screwdriver in and then they parried the harpoon, so it doesn't count. Ooh. Nice parry. Delicious screwdriver. So you save your screwdrivers for the mind players. Peter Griffin versus Homer, who wins? Really, dude? Yeah, you really like to set up saw traps early, but you always set them up in places that it's really difficult to get conduction value, unless you kill the enemy in specific. Which is fine, but it does mean you lose out on some value. Like, you want to be setting up your saws in places that your conduction target is going to walk through so that you can quickly cause the conduction. And get, like, the tall, like, 10 damage down. Mainly use it for the magnet? Like what, for nails? Or like to throw it down so like you get bonus conduction damage because of the magnet. Nice parries, by the way. Wait, was that a... When did you use your screwdriver here? Oh, you used it here. You're just trying to blitz it down, yeah. That's fair. Okay, whoa, okay. That a lot of things just happened there. Definitely enemy shoots rocket core. And then also quick mount fail 2x in a row. Yeah. So when you see this is happening with this Gutterman, you literally go down. You don't even go to the side here. You go straight down and you go to the opposite direction because this guy clearly has line of sight in this direction, and he's gonna keep stopping you from going on your rocket. You probably knew that in retrospect, but this is something you need to be very wary of, like, you know, enemy positioning, especially of this Gutterman. Why did you not mark Mrs. Rail? I did. I thought I did. I did. Oh, it's that I have it and I didn't mark it. But anyway, I did also mark... We do have a bingo though, right? Post the bingo. What are the other two things? Just out of curiosity. Enemy Shark Horror failed 2x in a row. Yeah, I don't have those. Damn. I do, but it meant nothing. Alright, let's see the bingo. Nice. And now we have a 3rd generation winner. 3rd generation Cybergrind winner. Look at that. Oofnik, you got your first win. Stupid gutter tank punch. So you can get a total 6 magnets? Ah, so you store your magnets from the previous wave into the next one? Yeah, I guess. But it also fucks up your saws. I don't know. I'd say definitely good for a certain playstyle. Not my playstyle. I'll have to pay more attention to that. But yeah, let me get a new card here. That's not what I wanted. There you go. Alright, let's continue. Wait just a sec. Clearing out the current board. I hate that it sent me straight to the bottom of the page. Alright. Yeah, I will say, yeah, I think that what I'm seeing most is definitely more so your skill in FPS games, more than I'm seeing like a mastery of macro in Cybergrind. Yeah, like right there, you definitely should have made the judgment call to leave that zone earlier. Hold on. Okay, you got the conductor off there. Nice. That was pretty cool. Okay, Frozen Whip Ride. Nice. Yeah, fuck you, gutter tank. Ooh, pimple popping, so delish. That wasn't nice, that was so mean. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm more interested to see your bad matchups here. Coming up on, well, this is wave 80, so you've already like entered the wall. Hoping to see some low density waves. Alright, sorry, bad saw trap at the start of this wave. It was also a missed E-rail. Yeah, you are kind of just throwing around like E-rails and stuff. I didn't see a the wave before this one. Okay, well, Mrs. Roe Cannon is definitely up on the agenda. And then was there a I don't think there was a bad saw trap here. Isn't this wave 78? But here? This is 77. And there wasn't really a bad saw trap here. Oh, you mean up there? I don't think that counts. Nah, I'm not counting that. It was the end of the wave. What they were explaining earlier was that they were putting magnets there, specifically so that it could carry over into the next wave, and that way they would have 6 magnets instead of 3. So they weren't trying to do a saw trap there. They were just putting, oh, okay. This is rough. Don't tunnel vision. You definitely don't want to tunnel vision here. Yeah, that was not tunnel vision enough, but that was definitely a bit risque. Good thing those virtues didn't, you know, dodge you. I don't think it counts as a failed conduction, because they didn't commit to it. I mean, it kind of counts, but, you know, at least not for, you know, the sake of effectiveness. They committed to the second one. And the second one went off. Nice conduction. Damn, you're not really getting like a super low density wave. Yeah, here a screwdriver would have been super useful. You almost died there because he didn't have something nice for you. Didn't even use a rail cannon. I'm gonna say definitely needs rail cannon. What do we have already? Mrs. Rail Cannon and needs rail cannon. Yeah, so if you have that, mark that down. Yeah, I don't have that, damn. The soldier just interrupted the jumpstart cord. Yeah, okay, alright. Yeah, that right there is definitely bad Maurice positioning, I think. With these two Maurices on the edge, you don't want to be spending super much time here. Because, like, they just keep blasting you with explosions. Like, here, like, they hit you with, like, 3 explosions and you survived on dashes alone. That is going to be bad Maurice positioning. If you have that, mark that down. Especially on that map, where there's, like, a lot of high points for Maurices to sit on. You want to try to get to a nice position where these guys aren't hitting you. And they're definitely the first enemies you want to target. Do I have Batmore's positioning? I do not. Fuck my stupid child life. That was just so mean. Nice. That's a screwdriver in there somewhere. And it broke, but... yeah, you definitely want to choose a better screwdriver target than that. Juicy conduction. Yeah, if you choose a screwdriver target that's just in the center of like an entire wave, more often than not, you're not going to be able to get a lot of value from the screwdriver aside from like healing, which is fine, but you know, it just dies out after like 2.5 seconds or so. Oof. Okay, that just fails to quick mount 2x in a row. Which I have. Oof, okay, so the panic is starting to set in, that much is clear, by like how much you're having trouble navigating your controls. Oh yeah, that was a failed sentry bun earlier. God, I keep forgetting this is a separate run. Okay, if we get another bingo here, then I'm gonna let this run play out again because the same mistakes are being made repeatedly, and it's making this next bingo a lot faster. Okay. $3 in the morning? Right, that is hyper yikes. It does make sense, some of the plays that are happening. You're kind of like defaulting to a lot of decisions. Wave 90, you're getting past the wall here. Yeah, you saw that. Oof. Yeah, you definitely should have just full committed to either Knuckle Blast or a Red Gauge there. That is going to be a Virtue one-shot fail if we don't already have that. We do not. Mark Virtue one-shot fail if you don't have it. Hi Broccoli, Miss Broccoli says hi. Are you guys playing a game together? Also, that's pause the Cybergrind run. This person cannot believe what's happening on their screen. I don't even have it, do I? That sucks. Pause the Cybergrind run. If you have it, mark it down. No, she can't pull up the chat to say hi herself or just texting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to relax after this stream because I did come into this a little bit tired. I only got like 6 hours of sleep. Oof. You don't seem to have a lot of trouble with mind flares. At least like contextually. Also, was that a conduction? It was, yeah. Oh, pff, bye, soldier. Was there a guard break fail? I won't count it. The Gutterman was dead. It's not really a mistake. Wave 90? Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I guess that is a guard break fail. Yeah, I'll just play that out as we mark that down. I do have guard break fail. And we're back to where we were. Yeah, my brain currently is a little bit too tired to be handling high-level Cybergrind right now. I need something slower. Yeah, I mean, normally I can comprehend what's going on. It's just like my eyes are heavy. Nice. I love that. I love when both the arms show up. It's so cool. Psh, that is sad. That is a failed conduction right there. Yeah, I mean, again, like, all the same mistakes are being made. I think I'm not gonna do, like, you know, 2 bingos in a row from now on, because, like, on the same gameplay at least. Because, you know, we end up in this same position where a lot of the same mistakes are being made. And I'm hardly providing advice. Failed conduction... No. The crew engaged jackhammer. Use a truly random gas if it's never lit. I don't know, man. Honestly, you know what I need? I need like caffeine right now. I need soda. Should I order some food with a soda? Nah, I shouldn't. Don't have soda, don't have coffee, unfortunately. We might have sparkling drinks, though. Tends to be some sugar in those. I'm honestly... Sorry, here. I'm blocking it on this interaction here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be loosely paying attention until I see like a low density wave come up. Like Mind Flayer's insert virtue stuff. Oh, well, here it is. Nice, good parry. Amazing screwdriver target. Did get the corkscrew blow a little early. Oof, that was lucky right there. And now you're okay. That right there is a long distance whip. Oh. Okay, I don't know what I. Okay, I pressed F1. That's right. That right there is a long distance whiplash if I've ever seen it. You do not want to be whiplashing downwards like that, especially. Like when you're that high above an enemy, you can literally just slam down and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like instead you vouch to like keep your hard damage up really high and you're not an ultra kill style yet. And you know, it's really easy to remove it, but you definitely don't want to be in a position like that, because if a Maurice had shot you at any point during that time, you would have been fucked. So definitely avoid doing that. That's a long distance whiplash. If you have that on your card, mark that down. I do not. Low-key watching and hearing this stuff, realizing my CG gameplay is just hit buttons and hope things worked. I'm not thinking when playing CG. Tomorrow? No, I'm going to do it on Friday. I am learning, however, because I don't get the most sleep days after I do, like the day after I do a video, which is always on Tuesday. I honestly don't think Wednesday is a good day for me to stream. I gotta find a better day to do it. Maybe Thursday, Friday is better. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Also, was that a gutter tank punch? Let me see. No, he tripped, actually. Nice. Rail coin, that was cool. Very smooth gameplay, though. Aside from, like, some small, like, rail canning issues, I would say, the gameplay is very smooth. How important are arm cancels? They're not super important. They're more for like convenience. You kind of need them if you want to do like fast coin punching, or like if you want to do glue sting, for instance, which is just like rapidly punching a chainsaw against an enemy. Because like, you know, it doesn't give you arm exhaustion to punch a chainsaw. Those are kind of like the main appeals. But also, you know, doing like feedback or punch into knuckle blaster is also an appeal. or like, you know, canceling a Knuckle Blaster explosion. You can do all of that with the Whiplash, by the way. So it's not super mandatory, it's just, you know, fact of the matter. I get Fishy to submit a run for review. Like, Fishy has many world records on Greed, but their CG gameplay is something. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, I think. That'd be really fun. Just like a stream dedicated to like, oof. Oh, okay. What was that? What did you do there? With the coins? Oh, you tried to hit the, yeah, I see what happened. I think you shot the coin after the split coin window of the default revolver. Hello, Bood. Should I make some broccoli themed ranks? Yeah, go for it. If you do that, you could, if you want to make like multiple versions, and you can put one of them in the emote competition as well. I think that'd be a really fun emote. Or a sticker. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I might make some of these emotes into stickers instead. Like, this whole time I'm wondering, like, why aren't you using, like, Firestarter oil in a place... You're obviously, like, this whole time, I just want to say real quick, this whole time, he's been kiting all of... she, actually, I don't know their gender, but they've been kiting all the enemies into this area right here. And they haven't put any oil in this area to, like, you know, capitalize on that fact. So, you definitely, if you want to be, you know, playing high-level Cybergrind, you're going to be needing to use oil more, because oil scales better with enemies in the Cybergrind and the amount that spawn. So, yeah. You didn't really miss anything, Ender. End of last wave, all jacks on cooldown. Let's see. One wave before this one. Red gauge. No, the Korajik jackhammer was not on cooldown. Next one. Yeah, technically that is all jackhammers. I mean, it's not a sin, because, you know, it's the end of the wave, but I'll count it, you know what I mean? Need to have a more strict rule set, I think, for all this kind of stuff. Because, you know, it's fine to have all your jackhammers on cooldown at the end of a wave. I really shouldn't count it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, here we are. Back where we started. Oof. Yeah, one thing you gotta know is that the hit scan on the core eject jackhammer, it can uproot sentries because it technically is a rail cannon hit. So if you use an explosion on top of that, it'll normally just kick them up into the air. Hey Brocco, you said you'd do a Pro CG player bingo video when will that be? I don't know. Probably long into the future, honestly. We're still like trying to find an idea of how to do this. I reviewed Oops gameplay recently. You know, wave 100, 205, I mean. I could turn that into a video, but I don't know. That's just like an hour and 40 minutes. Took up like most of the last stream. Nice conduction. Yeah, I think you would also benefit from using the jackhammer more on idols, I think. Because you tend to slowly walk up to them with the knuckle blaster, and then evidently that's pushed you away from the idols more than not and left you vulnerable. Bucko, you got a theme the rank should be based off of? Renaissance medieval stuff? Not a bad idea. Could do nutrition as well, I don't know. I don't know, I'm taking ideas. How about, like, you could do culty stuff? You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, we got the jackhammer church thing. Yeah, I was about to say. Eldritch Cult, yeah. You could do all sorts of stuff with that. Like B rank is blaspheme or like blasphemous or something. There's a C word in the back of my head, I don't remember. Oh wow. Yeah, that was literally, oh my god, I think that Mind Flayer just gave you a friggin' haircut. Look at that. Oh no, that wasn't the Mind Flayer. Okay, never mind. Still really funny though. You don't want to be in this corner. Not with all those guttermen up there. Yeah, okay. There you go. Yeah, kill the gutterman and the gutterman will kill the Mind Flayer. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I don't think Mind Flayers are super your issue. I guess I have to see, like, probably the wave you die. It's probably gonna be difficult. Messages are working. You got a dumb ad? Oh, I'm sorry. It's pretty easy wave. Oof. Scudderman shoots rocket core. Or enemy shoots rocket core. If you have that, mark that down. There it is. Probably do like gothic inspired font cloth. Oh, pff, cannonball. Yeah, Clairvoyance let me know that apparently they have 5,000 hours on TF2, so that's where all of this, like, you know, decent understanding of, like, you know, walls and, like, you know, matchups and stuff is coming from. Just the intuitive nature of it. Freezing on and off for anyone else. It might be you. Gothic mentioned, yeah. Yes, remember to like and subscribe, and if you donate, you might have your gameplay reviewed sooner than others. Like Clairvoyance, who immediately joined and immediately donated like $3 to me. And was like, review me. And so I'm doing that. Love fast-paced shooters? Oh my god, okay. Happening for you guys too? My internet has been a bit funky as of last night, so it could be me. But I mean, the stream is working good for me right now. I have my laptop open with the stream open, and it's fine. At least right now it is. Oof. Yeah, see, like here, Firestarter Oil would have been so good if you had gotten any on the floor. I mean, granted, you took like most of the enemies out, but like, you know, would have dealt with it faster, would have had less risk. Imagine if a Cerberus had pushed you out of that little pocket of enemies, you know what I mean? Or if Maurice had blown you up. You're just running more risks by not having them at lower health. Oh, your fault, everyone. Point fingers at... Everyone point fingers, this is karma for last time. Oh. Yeah, we need to witch hunt. Witch hunt someone. I don't know, find someone to witch hunt. The genie who works in a Willy Wonka factory? What? Just a lot of low density waves. I mean, sorry, easy waves. Yeah, past this point, E-railing like that doesn't really matter. What is this, 112? Nice. I like the play there. Just like being in a corner and using all the piercing weapons to your ability there. I think you die on this next wave. Yeah. Alright, let's see what wave it is. Answers, Mind Flayers. Alright. Yeah, you need a screwdriver. You got the screwdriver off. You're immortal right now. I'm really curious. You're probably... Oh, you're getting pushed off. Yep. I saw it coming. Yep. Don't let it happen. You gotta face the middle of the arena here. Or else you're just gonna yep. You're getting jackhammered into the wrong direction. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you were kind of asking for that towards the beginning there. You want to avoid, when you're in this position here, you have them all corralled exactly where you want them to be, right? And like, you know, you land the screwdriver hit, you're basically immortal. You don't want to continue backblasting off the side of the stage like this, especially when you're dealing with insers or when you're dealing with mind flayers, because they can spawn behind you, they can spawn beside you, and then the insurrectionists can also spawn rocks that are very predictable because you're just going back and forth towards them. So they can usually punch you forward, punch you by the side, punch you over the head, and there's very little consequence for them going for those kinds of moves because you're almost always going to get hit, right? And you do suffer the consequences. The jackhammer, since you don't backblast to the left or to the right, and all enemies are just coming at you forward. By the way, these ferrymen, if they jump at all while you're trying to approach these enemies, they're going to get a free hit. And I'm sure they're doing that because you just can't see it. Yeah, like right there. They're just trying to bite your ankles. You want to play towards the center of the map if this happens, especially because like you have Gutterman in the center. Right here, if you can get 2 good pops, most of these enemies are going to clear out. The ferrymen are going to clear out. Mind Flayer is going to teleport on top of you, get them low. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be in a circumstance where you're constantly pushing yourself in one direction from all the enemies, because that makes your pathing very predictable. Yeah, and then this happens, and you almost get a full reset, but it's just, you know, too little too late at that point. So the strategy is to play in the pit. Yeah, or just change sides, you know what I mean? Rotate around the arena instead of, you know, staying on one side of the arena, where like all of these enemies that can hit you from anywhere on the map are getting free reign, and like you're barely dodging all of the attacks you're throwing at. Also, thank you, Clough, for the monies. A big appreciate on that. I could definitely give you ideas for each rank after the stream. Yeah. But yeah, that's just an important consideration throughout all of this. I'd say you have like 3 main issues, right? Number 1, you don't really use Firestarter oil super much. Imagine if you would put any oil right here. How much damage it would have done to the ferryman. You would have gotten fried. You would have gotten fried points, and also if you were on the floor, you would be taking damage from the fire, which can give you 0.2 seconds of damage immunity. So you basically get to be invincible 20% of the time when you're on the floor, as long as there's fire on the floor, if you trade the 10 damage, right? So that's another consideration. And you don't really use the fire starter that much at all, unless, you know, it's a wave start, which is fine. Definitely a really good start in the right direction, but you want to be using it more proactively. You want to be using it when you know you're kiting enemies onto one side like this. You want to take advantage of the fact that you're kiting enemies, especially since this is like a low density wave and you only got like 2 guttermen and like what, 3 Maurices to spawn or something. You know what I mean? Versus like, you know, 2 Ratzers and like 4 ferrymen and a mind flayer. I use too much conductors more than the fire starter. Yeah, I mean, the thing about the fire starter is that it only takes like half a second of your time, and not even. You can use a quarter of a second of your time to lather this entire area right here. You know what I mean? Because each glob on their own has a radius, and you only need to get value from 1 glob touching 1 enemy. So practice spending the quarter second or like the half second of time that it takes to throw out just a little bit of oil, because, you know, spending a quarter second of time with the fire starter can get you like literally 50 or 100 damage just on its own. It's disgusting. Easily why like I put it in like, you know, top tier on my Cybergrind weapon tier list. Like I think it's top 5, the fire starter. I think it's top 4. But yeah, definitely that's the reason why it's up there, is for that exact reason. And that's like the biggest hole in your playstyle. Everything else you're doing is mostly fine. Like, you know, you're kiting the mind flayers correctly. You're pairing the insers. Just some small things here and there, like, you know, whiplashing too long, or, you know, going for like rail coins and missing. But the main other thing that I also want you to consider, aside from those 2 tips, is I want you to practice using See, like, I do like you using the E-rail a lot for conduction, because it's very good for that reason. Then you fast coin and get the split coin for that, and it's just a lot of value. I agree with all that stuff. But there are a lot of times where you definitely want to use the screwdriver instead, because remember, you still have the jumpstart. You can still proc conduction. You know what I mean? So my advice is to try to lean more into the screwdriver a little bit. And remember, be very careful with what you select in terms of targets. If you see a bunch of guttermen like clumped up together, you don't screwdriver that, because they're going to kill each other. You screwdriver the insert, which you did multiple times. You did in this wave too. Definitely what you should have done. Because the insert is going to stay alive the longest. It's got 113.5 health, something like that. So yeah, that's definitely my second tip, is experiment more with the screwdriver. I can't tell you exactly what to do with it, because obviously in these high waves like this, the circumstances are very dynamic. But for the most part, you definitely want to experiment with the screwdriver, because it will save your bacon more than conduction will. And you'll find that you'll rely less on the E-rail if you use the fire starter more, because of how much damage the fire starter is getting to complement your conductor. Because both of them together can get you a really huge multi-kill pool of style. So yeah, duh, really? Okay, seriously? So what's the blackout status? I'll show you. But yeah, those are my tips. The top 3 tips right there. Yeah, blackout status is right here. I'm not clicking on that. There you go. Pretty much it. We are in 3rd generation Cybergrind bingo, by the way. I was trying to say it may not be your internet, but YouTube just being YouTube, since it's having a lot of issues. Yeah, it has been having extra issues lately. Blacklight versus Linguini fist fight. He got put in the hospital right now. You got the shit on. I don't even watch Linguini. I'm not hip on the Linguini news. You know what I mean? But yeah. I guess we'll do another. I'll probably do 2 more. We'll see, depending on how long the next one is. But 2 brain cells. You're here. I could do yours if you want. I don't know. Didn't I already do this? This thumbnail, I remember seeing it. Or did you just repeat the same thumbnail from earlier? I didn't do this one. Do backupping is carry over stream to stream? No, just for this one. That I didn't do it. Okay. Yeah, I did the other one. I know I did the other one. I could do this one. Unless, actually, Equinox. It's been a hot minute since I've done yours. I could do that one short, so I'll probably do that one on top of something else, but... Give me the roll. Oh, yeah. Donate a roll. Yep. Absolutely correct. You just wanted the... I bet you anything you just wanted the purple roll. Yeah, you sent it in art. That's right. Oh, shit. More art. Nail care. But let me put the Brocklight emoji there. Purple roll is heat. It is deserved. Listen, it's a good roll. The wall strikes again. Appreciate looking at my submission. Yeah, of course. But yeah, I can... Clip farming run might be fun. We could do the clip farming run. Just because I know, yeah, it's been a hot minute. Wait, where's the sun? Where it at? Hello? Oh, I forgot. Well, if you need time uploading it, I could just do the other one while you're uploading it. Green is my favorite color, so I'm never donating. Amen. Green is my favorite color. Speaking of which, the chat is all green right now on YouTube. That's weird. There it is. All right, we'll do this one. All right, awesome. So if you guys don't know Equinox, Equinox is, you know, a pretty big member in the Brocklight community. Just, you know, friendly, hangs around a lot. Cool guy. Likes to VC too. But yeah. Watch some Equinox here. Is there any copyrighted stuff in here? Let me quickly check what you said. No copyrighted songs. Thank you very much for saying so. I am Wizard. Ooh, I love seeing the sawed-on shotgun. That's rough. Yeah, you would have gotten the Virtue one-shot fail if you'd used the sawed-on shotgun. Conduction, nice. Do you actually use the sawed-on shotgun like actually now? Just out of curiosity. I know you've been using it more often lately. You check them when they're uploaded? Very nice. Thank you very much for doing that. You always did? I just don't remember. I guess it's just been a minute since I've seen your gameplay. Pause the CG run. Wow. Do we already have that? That's a real question. Okay, we already do. Here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. The bitrate went to normal and then immediately just shat itself again the moment you unpaused. right? Yeah. It is so funny how okay, I'm genuinely gotta consider putting Cannon Ride inside one of these Cybergrind bingos, because it happens to like everyone. It's really funny. Cannon Ride is so funny. Now another pause of CG run. Oh, I saw that combo. It was beautiful. It was beauteous. I was surprised they didn't kill it. You know, kill the Maurice outright. Oh yeah, and you also run the... I forgot, you run the pump charge shotgun too, don't you? Nice. Okay, RTC nuke. That was pretty. Oh, chef's kiss. I like that. Using that on the drones. That was definitely a gutter tank punch. That had to have been. Yeah, it was a gutter tank punch. Gutter tank punched. Mark it down if you have it. You still play with screen shake. No Biffy clips here, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I took off-screen parry from the Cybergrind bingo. Oh, it's a guard break fail, but we already have that. Delicious conduction. Earthquake hours, yeah. I want to see some more melee P-boost action. This is the perfect... Oh, never mind. Oh my god, that was risky. It's overkill on the Mind Flayer. I do really like the combined oil and Death Star technique. I wish more people would do that. I just prefer to use oil and sauce for startup instead of Death Stars. Yeah. Personally, I don't... Death Stars are nice. I do sometimes do them for funsies, but... Yeah, definitely not a part of my playstyle. It's nice to see when people do incorporate them though, because most people didn't for the longest time. Another pause. We're frozen in suspense. Dude, he's still alive. I was about to say. Ever since I learned double hammer Bruce, I've noticed I stopped death starring as much. Yeah, me too. I mean, yeah, once you know how to do that, it's like, you know, you hardly death star anymore. But you know, sometimes people do both. Okay. Equinox with the Geometry Dash music. QTC Wave 400 run, where she pauses for 2 to 3 days. She was sick. It's funny. Yeah, I do have a feeling we need these Fraud Angels to come out so that we can actually make Cybergrind a much larger challenge. Because Gutterman made Cybergrind a lot easier. And another flying enemy is probably exactly what we need. Honestly, wait. I want to test something after this run. Dude, okay. That right there was Biff's the clip. I'm sorry. That right there was definitely Biff's the clip. Do I even have it? I do. Okay, awesome. I'm so close. Draws weapon does nothing is what I need. It's gonna be hard to get in this run. You're just lobotomized? No, I know. But you know, it's still. There were way more efficient ways to kill that Cerberus, and you chose one of the lesser efficient, and you messed it up. That is the ultimate criteria here. Got 12 on my bingo list? Yeah, I know. I've got quite a lot too. No bingo yet. Nice. You know, is there a way to, like, rail coin punch, but, like, save the coin in such a way that you can use it as fodder for conduction? So, like, you can get a rail coin in, punch the coin, preserve the coin, and then get a second pass through with the E-rail for a total of, like, 18 damage while also getting the coin to proc a conduction? I'm just throwing an idea out there, because if you could, you know, that would be a really cool way to improve conductions. No, you don't think so? Well, I'll throw that idea out in the aether if someone figures it out, because that would be a really cool way to improve conductions. Oh, damn. Oof. Big screwdriver. Hit scan, please. Okay, the teleporting insurrectionist. We did very choosy, yeah. I mean, all of it is just for like 10 to like, you know, maybe a couple of extra pass-throughs with the rail coin. Like, you know, maybe like 30 extra damage. And then, like, you know, you're getting 1.5 extra damage in an explosion. That's basically all it's worth. But, you know, it's not bad if you can do it consistently. This song is fucking nuts. It's just like stim juice. Now, you notice that whatever case you're using the coins, they won't double tap and you won't get less conduction value as some are consumed with the coins. Yeah, I know that. I actually wonder, does time pass with the hit slow? Like slow enough that like if you... Oh, damn. Yeah, this really was just an aura farming dump, but I don't really have much advice for you. You were just kind of doing cool shit. I liked it though. I think we had fill conduction already. Yeah, we already do. But here, I want to try something. Okay, well that's not what I wanted, but it's also not what I wanted. Did I just miss the coin? I suck. I want to see something. I can't do that. Okay, I messed that up. I just want to see if... Go back to 1 minute and 20 seconds. Might give this answer? Okay. Does it preserve the coin? I don't think I can see it preserving the coin. But here, what I'm trying to say is like... Here. Okay. I'm trying to ask, does the hit slow of hitting multiple targets with the rail cannon slow the next pass through? I don't even think I hit it. No, I didn't. I'm so bad at this. This is how you can tell. It does. Okay, so in that time, could you theoretically proc a conduction? Right, because that was 2. But it's because the second coin didn't, you know. Yeah, like there it slows enough so that the coin doesn't get hit. Yeah, but what's important here is that I need to... Yeah, okay, I need to be fast enough. So what if I do this? Yeah, the more conduction means more time until the next pass through, which also means theoretically if you throw out one coin, hit it, and then it bounces back to a second coin, you have enough time so that the conduction procs during the hit slow before the rail cannon can actually hit the coin to get value on the second thrown coin as an explosion. Also, can you guys chill out? You're so fucking loud. Like, didn't hit it. God damn it, dude. I don't think the conduction gets slowed. I think it fully depends on here. If the first target gets hit, anyway. Okay, so look, the conduction happens even before the pass-throughs end. I keep messing it up. I'm so freaking bad at this. God, fuck off. Let me just swap so it's easier to do this. I keep double tapping with the E-rail and it's messing up my timing. Likely warm. I always imagine cold, but warm makes sense too. Cause like, how much damage is that? Okay, this guy didn't get hit with the second that guy also didn't get hit with it. I'm so fucking bad, dude. Man, why am I so freaking tough at nothing? I suck so bad. Right here? Oh, here. You said 120. I thought you were talking about the thing earlier. You know, a coin definitely added in there. I know how. I've done the thing. Am I just terrible? That's not the weapon I have in my first slot. Oh, right. It's because of my freaking mod. My weapon variant binds mod. Here. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. Now, if I do that, that's 2 damage right there. So it should be. So you need to do it. You probably want to get 2 pass-throughs, is what you want. Like right there, I got the value of 2 coins for 3 damage, and then like, you know. Yeah, but you know what, you know. I dead coined. I fucked that up. Fucked that up as well. That's still really cool though, because how much damage is that really? Oh, I guess no, I shouldn't be clicking on him. Just click on like this guy. Yeah, that did 22 damage. Ah! That did, sorry, 20.5. Anyway, hold on, let me get back to my mod. Alright, we'll do one more. And close out this bingo, hopefully. No more experimenting. This is a Cybergrind bingo stream anyway. Let's quickly read. I forgot I should read this. Let's quickly read Few brain cells thing. Dramatic title. Moving a redeem graphical settings. Okay, so I'm assuming you turned blood off, hopefully. Started turning radiant this time. Check our accolade, yes. Awesome sauce. It's the most important part. Oh, okay. What was that? Okay, it seems like you turned blood down. It's not off, but it's lower. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be tossing out the core before you do the jackhammer hit. You want to do it after, if anything. Okay, I do feel we're going to get extremely high altitude. Honestly, I might just, yeah, I'm going to call that extremely high altitude right there. Mark that down if you have it. Definitely don't want to be spending that much time in the sky like that. Extremely high altitude. We already have Mrs. Railkin on here. Oh dear. Do you think that was also a failed dunk? If I'm not correct. Failed cannonball dunk, if you have that, put that on. I don't have it. God damn it, dude. I thought we already had chargeback fail. Oh, no, we don't. I guess he did attempt to charge back, so we'll also do chargeback fail. Chargeback fail. Yikes. Very nice. So I mean, you know, it's last enemy. I wouldn't say it's too bad to use your row cannon there. Yeah, Floor Dweller might be it. Oops. Floor Dweller is definitely up here on the agenda. Look at that. Oh my god. Bunch of ones back to back. The rank? Did the rank go below A? Flagging? Yeah. Yeah, I don't normally suggest putting conduction cord on a mind flayer, but you know, it works. Jesus, this screen shake makes it so difficult to see anything. What's your FOV, by the way? It seems pretty low, like default. Yeah, it looks like default, right? I would say the next step in your journey is probably to increase your FOV and turn down screen shake. Honestly, if you turn down screen shake, the bitrate on your recordings is probably going to get a lot better. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. We already do have gutter tank punched marked, so... No A rank? Do you need it? Do you need rank cloth? Is that it? Oof. Well, technically it was, that is going to be a rocket pull fail, unfortunately, but... Yeah, small consideration when you're trying to do a whip ride. Ooh, okay. When you're trying to do a whip ride, you definitely do not want to... Wait, that's huge. It's not just bitrate. Yeah, no, it is really bad. If you are ascending, if your velocity is going upwards, you don't want to try to whip a rocket to your feet. It'll blow up. Even if you slam, your velocity is still technically going upwards, but your body is going down, right? So your velocity is still counting as going up. You don't want to whip it up. So that is a big suggestion. Yeah, oof, that is extremely high velocity if I've ever seen it. You also don't want to be fighting mind flayers up here if you can help it. Yeah, not while you have enemies down there like that. Want to be fighting them in close counters, like in between those walls when you have, you know, all these enemies dead, or on the sides of the map. Though you don't seem very comfortable with rocket riding. You should watch my rocket riding video and do some practicing. Nice. Yeah, that is definitely extremely high altitude. You spend a lot of time up in the air like this, and it is not a habit you want to get into, trust me. You're going to learn a lot better if you play closer to the center, or closer to like the edges of the stage. Next wave die? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so that right there is definitely the consequence of a hall center start. It's just a classic way to die. Entrance / hall center start. Which I have. Oh my god. Look at that. Hello, Pizza Man. There's a B rank? Yep, there it was. B rank. Sub A rank. Jesus, look at that. This is cursed. Boom, 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 boom. The 4 ways I can win. Bingo? Congrats, dude. Look at this shit, man. Huh? Oh wait, that was last wave? What? Offstate? No, that doesn't count as a bad saw trap. It wasn't even a trap at that point. You just like accidentally threw. That's like a performance thing more than it is like a choice, I would say. They said next wave die. Yeah, no, this wave, they die. And the reason being is because of Hall Center start. Yeah. It's literally what I predicted. Here, let me see the saw trap. Which wave was it on? Was it on... Okay, it was right here. That is Mrs. Whiplash 2x in a row, though. So whoever had that, you know. I'll explain in a sec. Technically, whoever had that one first is the winner. After this one? Oh. I mean, they only put one saw on, you know what I mean? They definitely didn't mean to do that. And then they put the rest of their saws in the center. It was clearly an accident. It was not their intended decision. So I wouldn't say bad saw trap, because bad is more like a criticism than it is like a, you know, just don't do that accident again, because like obviously they wouldn't do that again if they wanted to. Hello, Mary. So yeah, that is going to be a cloth win. And I'll explain the hall and entrance thing in just a sec. Where are you at? There you are. There you go. Why, is that what you needed, Ender? You needed the bad saw trap? Bad saw or tunnel vision? Yeah, I also needed tunnel vision. I needed bad saw trap as well. That would have given me the win. I mean, either way, even if it was bad saw trap, it wouldn't matter because Mrs. Whiplash ×2 and Cloth had that, so, you know. Oh well. How are you? I'm alright. I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm probably gonna close stream now. YouTube is not updating my stream data right now. Like, my view count and my duration of stream. Which is very bizarre. So yeah, I'm probably gonna close that stream very soon, but I will explain entrance/hall real quick. Basically, specifically this map, right? This map is called Hall, because it's this long hall with like these little spires on the sides and stuff. You don't want to be in the center here. It's a very, very bad idea to be in the center, because a lot of enemies have angles on you that can deal a lot of damage to you. And they don't necessarily need to get close to you in order to deal that damage, except for like Swords Machine and Cerbri, right? That's kind of it. So you don't want to be playing in the center of the map here. You want to be playing on the edges as best you can. Also, you don't want to typically play inside of these spires because Maurices can more often than not shoot these spires to get really good explosive value against you. So you don't want to play in between these. You want to play by these stairs and on this side too, and like around the map. That's why you generally want to get comfortable with what's it called? Rocket riding, because you can transition from each side of the map really easily. You can also play on top of these spires, and that's still pretty good too. Yeah, I'm not gonna go yet. I'm gonna hang out a little bit longer. Die. Yeah, I'm not gonna go yet. I'm gonna do one Cybergrind run just to kickstart my brain, because I don't know, I came in this a little tired. I think what I'm learning right now is that I'm definitely not very good at, like, I can't stream on Wednesdays. I don't know, I'm just too tired, because every day on Tuesdays I'm making a video, and it's usually very busy. So coming in today and making a stream is a little bit difficult for me energy-wise. I don't know, maybe I'll just, I don't know. Maybe next time I will grab like a soda or something and drink it before I stream on Wednesday. I'll keep trying Wednesday, but if not, Thursday and Friday are probably going to be my streaming days. Oh, I can't slam. Okay. Pushing the the fucking mind flayer projectiles away from me. Sad. Wow, that mind flayer was gonna try to freaking punch me. So rude. God damn it, I swapped off the weapon. Hello, people who are joining the stream. Caffeine helps so much, that's what I'm saying. Or a protein shake, honestly. I have protein powder. I could just make a protein shake. Got like frozen mango and berries and stuff. Sounds delish. Very delicious conduction there. Okay, and then I RTC nuke. By the way, is it bad that narrating myself helps my gameplay? No. I don't see why that's bad. Whatever works for you. I'm being so terrible at the game right now. I don't know where I took all that damage suddenly, but I guess I did. Even I'm spatting complete BS half the time, yeah. Forgot, you can't knock those away. Boom, boom. Up, and I'm dead. See you later. One more respeam, and it's over. Just kidding. think I gaff? I'm gonna use my fucking quad Death Star on a freaking Maurice. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, it wasn't a crazy wave anyway. Look at that. That's why that wave is easy. And this is why you can't always Death Star. Really, dude? Okay. That's annoying. Dude, you were seriously ultra killing. You've got a pretty good conduction game, I must say. Thank you very much. The 5.3 Ultra Kill. Death Odyssey is peak. Yeah, that was sad. Maybe PP hours. I was doing just okay. But hey, I'm glad I played. Yeah, it was just sad to get hit by the Gutterman thing and then miss my next rocket ride and then just get hit by the insert. That happens to me a lot. I always end up like underneath the map or by the side and then I get hit by an insert rock. But yeah, for those who don't know, there's a Discord link if you want to join. We hang out in the Broccoli Discord server. There's an emote competition going on. You can win $5 if you make a nice enough emote. But yeah, I guess I'm going to call it here. I'm going to stream on Friday, so if you guys want to catch me on Friday. Please subscribe and put a like. And also, if you join the server, you can send a recording of you playing the game, and I can review it on stream. So yeah, I will see you guys. Everyone say goodbye. Bye, stream. It is worth it. The Discord is popping off. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye-bye. That's Markiplier.